Hey team, it's Justin, and today I wanted to talk to you about ways to improve your balance. And the reason I chose to talk about this topic today is because PIO specifically. I started teaching PIO in this format. I've never seen a format just explode the way it has. I went from teaching 1 PIO class a week to 11 PIO classes a week, and then I had to give up a whole bunch because it was just way too much in my body, so we got a whole bunch more instructors, and now there's a whole bunch of us teaching PIO all over the week, and it's still not enough to meet up with the demand. But the point being is that PIO, one of the things you do is a lot of balance work. There's a lot of work on one leg, a lot of work in other positions where you're forcing your body to balance. And it always comes up, Justin, how do you have such good balance? And how do I get my balance to be better? Well, here's what happens. Let me tell you why the balance is bad. What do? We put on our socks and we put on our shoes. So when we're wearing our shoes, the bottom of our feet, they have receptors on them. And these receptors, when we touch the carpet or touch the ground or touch wherever we happen to be walking, those receptors are what perceives the floor and tells us how to manipulate ourselves or hold ourselves or balance ourselves so we don't fall over. Now when we put the shoe on, and that's on the bottom of our foot, we don't let those receptors do any of the work. So those receptors never get to work out. They're just always blanketed by this shoe. So when you take off your shoe and those receptors come down, they don't know how to work. They've never worked. They've always had the shoe doing all the work for them. So what you gotta do is you gotta wake up those perceptors. How do you do that? How do you get those perceptors to wake back on up? Well, you gotta practice. The only way to work balance is you gotta practice it. So you gotta practice balance. But there are a few things that you can do. To warm up the receptors, just take a golf ball or a tennis ball or really anything that you can stimulate the bottom of your foot with. Warm up those receptors, get them saying, hey, there's some sensation going on down here. There's probably gonna be some work going on down here. I should probably pay attention to what's going on down here, and then you know what, your balance will be 10 times better. You can walk around your house or wherever you can barefooted, no socks, no shoes, barefooted, and let those receptors on the bottoms of the feet get used to working out again. And I know some of you that's really hard because some of you like to wear shoes and like to wear socks, but I'm telling you, if you want to improve your balance, you gotta walk around barefoot. You gotta let your feet do what they were meant to do and perceive the earth. Now the last thing you can do is you can just simply wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes. And I know that seems weird, but did you know your toes are supposed to be able to do all the things that your fingers can do? So just as your fingers can all wiggle individually, you should be able to do that with your toes. You should be able to put down the 4 other toes and lift your big toe up, and you should be able to switch it. And if you can't, that's something that you need to practice. And if you practice that, that'll help with your balance. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this encourages you to practice balance, motivates you, and I hope that you found some value in this.